You keep thinking things aren't working out, but when was the last time they didn't? Hello and welcome or welcome back. My name is Marvelous Marva, and I upload a weekly podcast geared towards growing and just seeing how we all tick. So if that's something that interests you, like it interests me, consider subscribing and joining us marvelous beings. So today I wanted to talk about thinking that things are not working out. When was the last time that you can remember, if you trace back in your mind, that things didn't work out? From the time that you were small to now, no matter how old you are, things are always working out. I can almost guarantee that there's not a time that you can think in your mind that things didn't work out, because even the circumstances that don't work out, in hindsight, when we look back on them as time passes, we see, oh man, I'm so glad that didn't work out, because I didn't want to do whatever that was, or that would have been at the detriment, or I would not have met such an amazing person, or I would not have this, that, or the other. So things are always working out. Now, one thing that I could think of as an objection to that is like death. So if you have someone that you love or care about that passes on, yes, you might think things are not working out. But in hindsight, as things settle and you grieve and you come back to yourself, you will realize that even in death, things are always working out. There is a pattern and a whole structure to life that we don't even know about. Like, we're all just discovering and learning. And if you're like me and you listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos and TikToks and talk to your friends and interact with people in the stores and on the streets and just in your daily life, you can start to see that, none of us really know what we're doing, but we have some sort of a intuitive knowing that we're doing something, and we're all just kind of moving along like ants. We're just chopping wood and carrying the water and taking care of our business and being there for our friends and for ourselves and just doing the best that we can every day. So I wanted to talk about this today because I just hear so many times people are in despair and they're just things are just not working out, just not even seeing the positive side of things or seeing how things can actually transform into something even bigger. And I think that when we can remember and focus on things working out, then it kind of softens the blow of the situations that we think are not working out. And then also when we can remember that this is a game. I'm in my sim house, on my sim couch, making my sim video. I've already done my exercises for the day. When I was younger, I would think about, in my 20s, I would think about, as I was going for walks and jogs, that, I'd kind of put myself in this scenario from all the sci-fi movies I've watched, where I'm in a spaceship and this is my normal day life, and I get up, I brush the teeth, get myself together, and then I go out and I exercise around the track of the ship. This is me walking around the track of the ship. And so I kind of think about life like that. This is definitely a simulation, and you can feel it. You can feel it even more now than before. And it's pretty doggone amazing. I'm happy to be here at this time. I can't say, 100% that it's a simulation, because there's still so many facets and things that we don't even understand about what's going on energetically. But I can definitely say that we don't have to take life super duper serious. We can actually just relax and just kind of let go and surrender and just know that everything's gonna work out. The job that you didn't get, things are gonna work out from there. The bills that are due, things are gonna work out from there. The overdrawn accounts, things are gonna work out from there. the wanting to get certain items. Things are gonna work out. Somehow the universe, even if we're super duper hard on ourselves, somehow the universe like conspires to just like take care of us no matter what. I've had friends that have gone without anything, that were just completely like homeless, and the universe worked everything out for them. I myself have gone through heartbreak and sadness and all kinds of things, and the universe has just worked it all out. Like, I even went through a whole breakdown. I went through a breakdown back in 2021, and I was like, I didn't want to be here anymore. Like, I couldn't snap myself out of what was happening when it was happening, because it was just so deep and real. And I would look around and I would be like, living in my head at that time and not in my heart. So in my head, I was just panicking and thinking about all the worst case scenarios, and none of that made me feel any better. It wasn't until I went to therapy first, and then second, I had some supportive friends. My daughter was there. I had people that were around me kind of reminding me to look around, like, stop crying for a moment. Look around. Look all around you. The things that you're worrying about, is that even happening right now in this present moment? And I had to like stop myself and look, and I was like, no, none of that's happening. But in my mind, our minds are so powerful that they can scare us shitless. They can make us feel like everything is just crashing. And that's when we can just like try our best to be easy on ourselves, especially now. I think 2021, it was rougher for me because I needed to go through that. Everything that we go through, we need to go through. It happens for a reason. It happens for our growth. There's an assurance that I have in life that everything's going to be okay, and things are always okay. I just wanted to talk about that today in case you're out there and you're in despair and you're thinking things aren't going to work out. Like, there's a lot of people that are, really worried about like the new news of the aliens, like, which we already knew, like possibly that is something. We are the aliens too. Like, anything that we compare ourselves against, we pretty much are it too. But there's people like, yeah, that's happening, but we're all concerned about the economic structure of our world. And so it's been helping me to just come back, calm down. And when I say come back, I just mean come back to myself, to like turn off whatever I'm looking at that's like making me feel that anxiety, that fear, and coming back to my own self and seeing what's happening actually in my present reality currently and what I can do right now. And then I can realize that, oh, things are calm. I can actually make them even calmer by just breathing, coming back to myself, coming back to my breath, and remembering that for all of my life, things have always worked out. There's never been a moment where things haven't worked out, like literally. And I know that if you think about it hard enough, you will think the same thing, that there's never been a moment where things didn't work out, even if it included heartbreak. We're here to feel these feelings. Like, I feel like we didn't come here just to like be here and go to work. And I don't feel like we just came here to do that. I feel like we really came here to learn how to process the emotions through ourselves and to feel it all, because it truly is exciting. The other day, I had a cockroach that came into my apartment, and I was able to watch myself have all the feelings and to go deep into it. Like, normally I would have been like trying to figure out how to find a broom and kill that cockroach and get him up out of my house. But, the part of me that has grown from that version of me is like, I understand that cockroaches are like the survivors of our world, and they mean abundance. They mean that you can endure anything and you have the strength to endure, and so much more will always continue to come to you. When you start looking up synchronicities and things online, then you really get to understand, like, it kind of ties into the two. And even if it's not real, it's fun to think about it like that. But I like that I was able to switch the way that I was thinking and think about that cockroach in a different way. And instead, I mustered up the courage, y'all. I mustered up the courage to get a bowl, like one of those to-go bowls with the lids. And he was on like one of the walls. And so I put the cup, like I waited and I scouted him out. He was not moving. I put the cup on him. Everything inside of me, I felt all of the waves of the emotions. It was super intense. Everything inside of me, I felt it. It was so scary because I was like, ah! And then as soon as I got the cup on him and he started flapping around the cup, I was even more like, ah! You know, like the creepy crawlies that you get. I was feeling all of that. And I was also observing myself while I was feeling all of that. My cats were just looking at me because he was high up. He wasn't low enough for the cats to get him. And so I held him up against the wall in that cup. He flapped around. And once he got still, I like slowly slid it down and I got a paper. I had like a paper that was like I had just finished coloring. And I slid it through like the crack of the wall and the bowl, like where it kind of connected. Got him in there. Had my hand like this. This is the bottom of the bowl that he was on the top with the paper. And I walked him out to the patio and I let him outside. And then I came back inside. I closed the door immediately because I was like, I love the signs and the synchronicities, but man, just like, whoo. And so I closed the door immediately and I sat down and I was smiling and elated. My heart was racing. I was feeling all the feelings. I felt supercharged. And I was like, this is what we are here for. To feel the buildup of the emotions, to allow them to flow right through us without restricting them and stopping them, just to allow them. Because I could have been like, I'm going to call my friends and tell them right now. No, I like sat there and I reveled in feeling that feeling of, yes, Marva, you did it. You took care of that roach. You didn't kill him. You weren't afraid of him. You were afraid of him. I'm not even gonna lie, I was afraid. You were afraid of him, but you did not do what you would normally do, which is go find a broom and like start like beating and like missing him and like screaming. I make these loud sounds that you don't even want to hear. My kids know when there's like big roaches around, they've heard me. But I was really proud of myself. And then I was also proud of myself that I was able to observe all of that and just have that awareness of what was actually happening and that I was safe throughout the whole thing. When I stood up there and I had that roach in the cup, I was like, dang, why do I feel like so scared with him flapping? And I was like, I'm over here like 100 times his size. It's crazy. It's crazy and it's good. Just remember, things are always working out. Can give a testimony. After that roach came, the next day, I had a deposit in my account of money, and it wasn't just from my paycheck. It was something unexpected. Everything's working out. No matter how strange it seems, things are always working out for all of us. So keep that in mind the next time you are getting yourself down in the dumps and you're just like, you know, all these things are stacked up against me. Just remember that things are always working out. This is something that is improving that muscle in you that needs to be worked out, like either that fear or that doubt or whatever it is, it needs to be worked out. You need to feel it, you need to allow it to process through, and you need to remember things are always working out. Things always work out. And if you have those moments where you can't just settle down, that's okay too. It's okay to just be in those moments. They're gonna pass. Eventually, everything passes. Everything in our life is really fleeting. So it is nice to be able to feel it all. Feel it, allow it to pass. Feel it, allow it to pass. And If it takes a long time, that's okay too. Don't judge it. You're human. You're in this body, you know? You're doing the best that you can. Just keep at it. Keep doing the best that you can. If you made it this far in the podcast today, comment a roach emoji. Y'all are gonna make me have creepy crawlies if y'all do. And that'll be a good feeling. And don't forget to subscribe, because I upload every week and I'm starting to branch out my content to more than just these sit-down podcasts. Now I'm kind of integrating some of the fitness tips that I have, because I am an Aries and I love fitness. And I'm also super duper into yoga and eating as healthy as I can. So I'm going to be incorporating more things. So I think it would definitely benefit you to subscribe and become a part of the marvelous beings. So again, wherever you are, have a good one. Until next time.